So this session, as I mentioned, is about banking career information to give you a guidance about how to get a job in the banking sector in Canada and how to qualify by completing the courses required for this sector. So in this, we are going to talk about the different jobs which are available in the banking and financial sector. And I will talk about the certifications and the courses which are required for different jobs also. Mainly, we are going to focus on the IFIC, CSC, and LLQP exams. There are many others, but these are starting points for your career. And then at the end, we will have question and answer. So we will finish within 30, 40 minutes, and then we'll have 10 minutes of question. So we should be able to finish up within 50 minutes to 1 hour maximum. So first of all, the job options. So when you go to a bank, you probably have gone many times in the bank and as a client. So when you go as a client, there is the bank branch where you can, of course, meet the tellers, and you can also meet with a financial advisor. So that is called the retail side of banking. The retail is in the branches. You have customer interactions, you're meeting with clients. So in other words, the financial advisors, the tellers, the branch managers, they're meeting with clients. So that is the retail side of banking. Then you have middle office, which is usually an office within each branch, which is processing data entry, doing managing the other aspects of the branch. So usually you have a middle office, maybe one or two persons in that office would be working there. And then you have the back office, which is more for the head office. They have a lot of course, information coming from all the branches and the different transactions, and they are monitoring and reviewing and compliance, and although that is the back office. And then you have institutional or corporate, where you are meeting with companies, in other words, the owners of the companies, or you are meeting with the executives or financial people in the companies. So you're dealing with companies, representatives of the companies. So that is your institutional or corporate level of in the banking sector or financial sector. So we're mainly focusing on the retail side, but I will also mention about the other jobs also. So first is the bank teller. You go to the teller. Usually now a lot of things you can do on the ATMs. You don't really need to go to the tellers for most of your stuff. You can do online banking. You have the call center also. You have ATM also. But still, if you need to do something, you can meet a teller, or they're called the customer service reps. So they do all the financial transactions. And so they manage the cash, and they refer the customers to the bank staff for further product sales or other issues. And so that is their job. And with the bank teller, you really don't need any qualification. There's no certification or any requirement for any teller position. And it's very minimum wage, $17, $18 an hour, just like Tim Hortons or Walmart. And so it's not very lucrative. It's long term. For usually they have students or part-timers coming in. The tellers positions also depends on demand. When it's busy on weekends or evenings, they may have more people there as the tellers. In the day, they may not have that many people usually. And sometimes if there's not enough tellers, the other executives will come to the front, and they will also process the transactions. So it's not very stable. It's not very long term. It's not a very I would say long-term position, unless you just want some extra income or a starting position, then it is good. So that is bank teller. So financial advisor, financial planner, when you have probably gone to the banks to open up your bank account, that person is a financial services rep or a financial advisor. He or she will give you actually advice on almost everything in the bank. On the retail side, the financial advisor, they give you guidance and help you with everything. They open up your bank account. They also investments, mutual funds, and saving for retirement, saving for children's education, saving for a car, saving for a house, They also will give you credit for mortgage, Visa account. Also, they'll sell you insurance for the loans. And so a financial planner or financial advisor, they may work either on a commission or a fee or salary. They're in the banks, they're 95%, most of them are salaried in the banks. So they are they can they can give you advice on everything except for the um, small business advisors are separate. So in the retail, you have those dealing with individuals and those dealing with the small businesses, those who have small business accounts. So for this earning potential, usually starting is $60,000, maybe possibly 70,000. That is starting for position for this role. And for that role, you must have IFIC or CSC. So that is essential because you are going to advise clients for savings, for investments, for mutual funds, you must be licensed. So for that position, it is a legal requirement to have the CSC or the IFIC. Otherwise, if you don't have that, then there will be a problem with the overall, you cannot advise clients accordingly. So you must have that competency here. So we'll talk about those courses shortly. When you're meeting with clients, you talk with them about many things as a financial advisor, customer service rep, insurance, will, power of attorney. Also, you refer them to other people in your branch, and also you help them for they need a visa, they need a mortgage, usually a line of credit. You can set that up also. Then the banks have mainly three types of investments only. They have savings accounts, like your savings account where you just put in money and it grows, or they have GICs. GICs are guaranteed investment certificates. You fix your money for 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, and you get interest. And then they have mutual funds. Those are the only three investment options they have in the banks, right? So you would advise them on those. And if they need more further advice, then you would refer them to others if they want to do stocks or bonds, or they want to invest in other real estate or other stuff. Those are more, you would advise them to refer them to other people in the bank. If you only want to focus on investments, there are those which are called investment representatives. They only do investments. So you might have heard of in the banks, in Scotiabank, there is Scotia Securities. In RBC, there is RBC Dominion Securities. In CIBC, there is Wood Gundy. In other banks, every bank has an investment securities company. So there you can become investment representative. And for this, you need CSC, Canadian Securities Course, because with the CSC, you can advise on every security or investment options in Canada. So that is the main difference between CSC and IFIC, which we'll talk about shortly. You do need to do other courses, the Conduct Practices Handbook, Investment Rep Training. And if you are also going to advise on derivatives, then you need DFOL, and more for higher net worth people, you need WME. So there are many other courses also, but the starting point is the CSC. You must have the CSC because you cannot advise clients without having that regulatory course. And there again, starting position maybe 63,000 to 91,000, depending on your certifications, depending on your experience. Then, and here you are only dealing with investments. Usually these are for more high in the branches. For example, when I used to be there, somebody has up to $250,000. I can do that for them. If it's more than $250,000, then I would refer them to the investment representative who will take care of them, and they can make portfolio and other stuff for them. And they can invest in other investments besides mutual funds also. Then there are insurance advisors. So as you've probably seen here, insurance is a huge business and sector in Canada. There are many insurance companies, and there are, of course, car insurance, there's home insurance, there's so many other insurances. Those are separate. Property and casualty insurance are separate. They are, there's separate license for that. repo license. We're not going to talk about that. Here we're talking about insurance, life insurance advisors. So life insurance advisors, they help people protect their lives, their health, their income, and their beneficiaries. So if they or their family have any problem health-wise, then the insurance will cover them. So there is life insurance also. If somebody dies, it pays the money. There's critical illness. Somebody has cancer, it pays the money. There's disability insurance. Somebody cannot work, it pays the money. So these are insurance agent's job. Now, with the insurance agent, you can also advise clients for investments also. So it really is a double, you can say, certification. For this, it is the LLQP course. The LLQP course is life insurance licensing qualifying program course, and that one gives you the opportunity to advise clients for investment products and also insurance savings products, which are also known as annuities, or also segregated funds, etc. So with LLQP, you can advise that. So it is a double sort of license. Most of the companies will hire you on commission based. So we'll talk about that. With commission, you only get a commission if you make sales. If you don't, then you don't get money. Some companies do give you a base salary. For example, RBC Insurance gives you a base salary a little bit just to pay the bills, 20, 30,000 annually, and then you make up higher amount through commissions. So that is, and here again, the sky is the limit with commission. There's no limit with how much you can earn with that. In the back office, you have what is called a cage clerk or a manager. They are going to do the processing. Sometimes the trades are given to, so the retail, you have people meeting with the clients, they will get the orders, and some may not do all the orders. A lot of steps you have to do online to make the orders. They may just get the authorization from the client and then they give it to the back office, and the back office will process it in the branch, and usually it has to be done the same day, right? So, and they would give it to them and they will do it. But they must be licensed also. So if you want to work in the back office, you don't want to meet with clients, you don't want to do the sales, you want to just process the trades, you still need the CSC, because you need to be able to know about if you're doing mutual fund sales or mutual fund redemptions, or you're doing even stocks. If you're working with an investment advisor, you may be in the branch and you can be assisting him or her. You need to have the license so you know how to do stock trading, stock selling and buying for clients, so you don't make a mistake. And so that is also a legal requirement for that. So although you don't meet with clients, you still need the CSC. If you want to work with corporations, with companies, here we have what is called portfolio managers. They are dealing with more higher amounts of money. Of course, companies invest millions of dollars and you are dealing with big numbers. And so here you do need to do CSC and other courses also. Here it is, of course, more demanding. You have to meet with companies, you have to do presentations. Also, you have to good communication skills. You have to pitch to investors and consultants and the chief executives and the the advisory board or senior people in a company. You would pitch to them and show them that you can you can do security. So you can either issue a bond for the company, or you can issue a stock for the company, or you can do other things for the company so they can get money from the security. So it is more institutional corporate level. For here, of course, more salaries potential, but of course, more responsibility. Again, here you need the CSC and then other courses also, because you are dealing with stocks and you're dealing with securities. Then there's the middle office. Here also, this is more of compliance also. They are making sure that all the trades, there are strict rules for compliance. And so for compliance, there are financial reports also. They have to review all the trades those are done. There are thousands of trades every day happening in big companies. They have to review them, make sure that they are giving the right advice to the client. They have done the proper trades, the proper steps, right? So that is the purpose of the overall middle office. And there again, even there, if you're dealing with investments, you must make sure that you must have the Canadian Securities Course. So that was more about the roles, different jobs you could do, and the requirements. If you search on Indeed.ca, you will find that these investments, these different positions, they require different courses. So now we'll talk about the courses, certification skills, and interview tips also for positions in the bank and other financial sectors. So we're mainly focusing on these three: IFIC, CSC, and LLQP certifications. The IFIC, you can do IFIC from IFC or from CSI. IFC, these both organizations, they are authorized, the government of Canada and the banks, they recognize their courses, that if you pass either of them, they're equivalent, doesn't matter from where you get it. But for the IFC, it's $385 to do the IFIC, and for CSI, it's $470. This is for just online getting admission and then taking the exam, and you get the PDF of the book, and you have 1 year to pass. If you want the textbook or other training, there's extra money for that. The CSE, Canadian Securities Course, is 2 exams, and for that it's 1,220 on the CSI website. And for LLQP, it's around $350 for the FC, and then similar other 400 roughly for other companies also. So there are about 10 different providers of the LLQP. So roughly $300, $400 is your expense for LLQP. So these are the different costs for it. And if you really think about it, it's really a very small investment for a job in the banking sector. If you get a position as a financial services rep, you could be earning $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 annually. And if you work there 5 years, that's a lot of money. And just for doing these courses, you really don't need to have a degree or any other education than the certification. Many people, they change their jobs also, and they do these courses and they get in the banks. So there really is no requirement for a degree, although I'm not downplaying a degree. I've done degrees also, but a bachelor degree or a master degree or a PhD, you don't need those. I mean, it's good if you have them, but it's not a requirement. This is the requirement. You must have these one of these courses. So we'll take a look at that. First of all, what is the IFIC or CSC? IFIC or IFIC course. This is you must pass the exam, then you can become a mutual fund representative. You can be registered as a mutual fund rep in the bank. And here you would advise clients how to invest their money. So you will be able to recommend suitable mutual funds. On the website, usually they say you need 90 to 140 hours of study to pass, to understand all the concepts. And the enrollment period is 1 year. So this is the effort for the IFIC. And in the IFIC is just one exam, and you can do remote, online, or you can do in person at a test center. So that is the exam format. It is a 3-hour exam. All questions are multiple choice, and you have 100 questions to complete in 3 hours. You do have 3 attempts, but one first attempt is free, a little bit charged for the next 2. Passing grade is 60%. There are no assignments for this. It is just only multiple choice. In this, you will be studying about mainly mutual funds and dealing with clients, investment products. You do study a little bit about what is a stock, what is a bond. So if anybody brings you a statement about them, you can know what it's talking about, but you can't advise on the other investments. You can only advise mutual funds. So you study about mutual funds, all the different aspects of it, and then other products also, and how to select the right mutual fund, and then ethics, compliance, and mutual fund regulation. So the main thing here, it's not just about getting 60% and passing the course. It's very important for you to understand these concepts. Think of it. You're going to be sitting in front of a client. And when you're sitting in front of the client's going to ask you, there's information here within the course about taxation and about other things. They're going to ask you, okay, oh, should I open up a RRSP or should I open up a TFSA? What's the difference between an RSP and a TFSA? How much return can I get? How much taxes do I pay if I take out the money? Which one is a good mutual fund? Which one is not a good mutual fund? Why is this better than the other one? So you need to be able to answer those questions. You need to have the knowledge. If you don't know the answer or you give them the wrong answer, they could be in trouble because they have put their money in the wrong account, or they have to pay extra taxes or other problems. So it is very critical for you to know your products and know all the features. And of course, how to communicate with the client is very important. KYC is important. You have to understand the client situation and give them the right advice. So these are the topics you would be covering in the IFIC exam. In the CSC, this is for, as we said, if you want to work in the branches. So even if you do CSC or IFIC, in the retail branches, it doesn't matter. They're both equal. But if you want to work also in investments only, then you need to do the CSC. Here, you can advise clients, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, labor-sponsored funds. There's ETFs, there's many other products, right? So the CSC is 2 exams. Each exam is 2 hours and is multiple choice. It's also 100 questions each exam. So less time, same 100 questions. You have 3 attempts, and again, 60% requirement to pass. And in the CSC, you would be studying these topics about the Canadian investment marketplace, the economy here. Clients will come in and they will ask you, well, what do you think interest rates have gone down? You think will go up? How's the economy? What do you think about the economy? So you need to be able to give them some logical answers, right? You can't just say, oh, I don't know, I have been following the news. That doesn't give you, they don't get trust with you then. You need to have the knowledge. And in here, you study about fixed income products, bonds, and then shares, what are common shares, preferred shares, what are buying and selling transactions for shares, what are derivatives. You need to know how to, you look at a company, you're investing in a company, you need to know how to read their financial statements. So the profit loss account, balance sheet, and then how do companies bring to market their stocks and bonds. So this is CSC exam 1 topics. And then CSC part 2, here, how to make a portfolio and analyze the portfolio, then about mutual funds, ETFs, other products, and taxation. Of course, in IFIC also, you need to know about taxation, and then also dealing with institutions or corporate clients. So this is part 2. So again, here, it's important for you not just to get 60%, but you need to understand these concepts, because here again, you are going to be dealing in front of a client. Or even if you're working in the back office, doing a trade, you must know what you're doing. If you do the wrong trade or you don't do the right plan for that, then it could be serious problem. LLQP, life insurance. This one here, you can become insurance advisor, financial planner. So this again, it helps you, this enables you, gives you the authorization to become a licensed life insurance agent. And you can advise clients for life insurance, accident, sickness, disability, critical illness, and investment products would be annuities and segregated funds. For this also, 100 to 145 hours of training is required or study is required. And once you enroll, you can take the exam within 1 year. In the LLQP, in the CSC, there's 1 exam, 3 hours, and is multiple choice, and you have 100 questions to do, and you have 60% to pass. Then after that, you need to take a also provincial exam for Ontario government. It's the same exam, you have to take that also. So you must first get the qualifying exam 60%, and then you have to take the also provincial exam, as we mentioned, after you complete the qualifying one. So it's really 2 exams you have to take. So all these courses, how do you study for the courses? There are many ways to study for the courses. So you can enroll yourself, and then you need to, of course, do study on your own, self-study. It could take you 4 to 8 months to study. And so I'm sure most of you probably are either studying or working, and then it would take you some time. You can't study maybe a couple hours a day, and it will take you a couple months to pass it. So it's more of a self-study. Many people do it as self-study, and then they pass the courses. Otherwise, you can also hire a tutor. It would be expensive, but that's the other option. And there again, you may save a little bit time with the tutor, but of course it's going to be more expensive. Most tutors are not cheap. 30, 40, 50, $60 an hour is possible. And you need at least 8 to 10 hours per course, at least. The college, you can go to college, Centennial, Humber, Seneca. They do give you a 1 year course, but it's not a requirement. Again, it's a big cost. 13, 14, $15,000 of tuition. And then the opportunity cost, you don't earn for 1 year, you're studying full time or you're working part-time and studying. And then you'll do a lot of many different courses also. It's not just the certification. You will do other courses also in it as for the financial sector. And so that is good, but if you can afford the time off and the cost, it is very expensive, of course. The fourth way is you can join a company. Usually companies will hire you on commission basis. As a commissioned agent, you don't get any salary, but they will pay for your courses. So you do the courses through them, you do the training, you learn, and you can sell the products. You can get commission based on how much you are able to get investments or you're able to sell life insurance. Usually LLQB people do that first and then they do IFIC. And that way you learn about the products and the taxation and the accounts and meeting with clients, and you observe also. You can go and have meetings with other people and you can also plan that accordingly, right? So you need to start working. So that is one way also people do join there. Later on, you can then go to branch, but that is another way. But other people, even if you make good commission, then you may be earning more than in the branches. If you start earning 50, 60, 70, 80,000 as commission based, that usually is better than working 5 days a week in the branch. You can start working as a teller or a back office or in the call center and then work on the courses. But usually you cannot. If you join a company as a teller, you usually have to stay in that position at least 18 months before you transfer, because it's a cost for them also. They hire you for that position and then they move you and then they have to hire somebody else. So you can't really easily move within that company. You may move out to another company, but that is the other way, but that can take you a longer time. If you are a newcomer, you can go to Access Employment. They have a bridging internship for new immigrants. If you're a new immigrant, I think the definition is 2 or 3 years within Canada, then you can go there and you can get some funding for your courses. But again, it takes time. There's a waiting list and you do need to attend some sessions there. They train you on other things also, fixing your resume. And then also once you pass the courses, they will get you to meet with also the employer. So that is also a good way of entry into the positions if you're a new immigrant. You can also network, create a study group on social media, and you can, that way you can do the courses also. So the other way, of course, is to study these courses and also if you're studying on your own, another way to study for the courses is to study the video recordings of the courses. That helps you also to understand the courses. So if you get a job interview, it's not just about knowledge. They look at four main things. So keep in mind, they want to see, number one, are you a good team player? Have you worked on a team? Are you in the community? If you have worked in the community on a volunteer position, they like that. It means you are active in the community. You like to meet people. You like to help out people. And you participate in the branch event. Usually branches, they have, for example, barbecue. They do community work also. They are very much involved with the community. So they like that. So that is one thing you can highlight also in the intro or on your resume. Customer service is, of course, important. Communication with clients, talking to them in a pleasant manner, proper written and verbal communication is critical, and listening to clients, helping clients. Then, of course, following the rules. There are rules for the bank and rules for legal also. Following those rules is also important. If you cannot just do what you want to, there are very strict rules about investments and other bank rules, so you must understand them and follow them. It is a sales job, so when you're dealing with clients in a branch in retail, it is a sales job. There are sales targets. You need to sell or set up so many Visa cards. You need to do so much mortgage business. You need to do so much mutual fund sales. You need to do so many, open up so many accounts. There are targets for sales. And if you don't meet your sales target, then you'll be under pressure. Then they'll push you. That is, normally they, of course, the bank needs you can't just come to the branch and meet clients and not do sales. You need to meet also, you need to call clients, you need to set up appointments, you need to undertake the sales targets. And so there are weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual targets. So if you exceed them, of course, you get awards, rewards. If you don't, then you're in trouble. So there are these targets also that you must meet. So if in your resume or in your interview, you should mention about these things, that if you're good in teamwork, you're good in customer service, you understand about laws and legal, if you had any other um, license or any other registration that shows that you understand about those requirements. And if you worked even as a sales job, that counts also, because the retail bank, as a financial advisor or as an investment advisor, you are a salesperson basically. So the summary is that don't let your emotions overwhelm you. A lot of times, yes, you apply and you get a lot of rejections. You send out, I would say, sending out 100 resumes or 100 applications, you may get maybe 8 to 10 replies and then maybe 1 or 2 interviews. So it takes a lot of rejections to get accepted. There's a lot of competition, we know, in the applications. And of course, your more knowledge, more courses you do, it brings your resume up to the top, right? And so it's always good to invest. I've done a lot of certificates and they're always helped me. I've never wasted any certification. I don't use all my certifications now, but all the time I have been able to use them in one way or another in my career. You should have a good reputation also. You need to understand there's a lot of competition. There are many other candidates. Um, think about the financial rewards. If you're starting out on the career, initially you may not make a lot of money. You may have to work at a lower salary, or even you start out commission based. In the beginning, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you may not get hardly any commission, $500,000, maybe a month at the beginning. But as time goes on, you learn and you understand and you start getting sales, then it picks up. It takes time. So there's a lot of sacrifice. It's not easy, I know, and you need to understand the sales goal also, and make sure don't break privacy issues. There's a lot of privacy issues with financial. If you have account information for one client, you cannot share it with any other ones, right? Look at part-time options also for commission-based options, right? Get your resume reviewed by a professional. Get interview coaching also. That is also very important. They train you. Okay, they're going to ask you this question. How will you answer it? How should you answer it? And so, as I mentioned, please understand that these certification courses are critical. Some you must do. You do those, but there's also others. The more courses you do, the more it shows that you are learning and you are gathering knowledge. And so keep applying. And so look at both salary and commission. Try both. So those are a good idea to undertake them. So for hours also, just I have currently 18 courses on Udemy. Udemy is a platform for courses. I do have the Canadian Securities Course, part 1 and part 2. So there's 8 hours of recorded videos for CSC part 1. There's 8 hours of recorded videos, 10 hours for CSC 2. And I have around 22,000 students. And then IFIC also, I have 8 hours of videos there in my IFIC training course. So that is another option for you when you enroll into the courses and you need to do the course. My courses are available there for you for training. So you can watch the courses and watch the videos, and that way you can learn the concepts. So these are available on Udemy. In order to see if you want to visit, you can scan this on your phone, and this way you can visit the CSC or IFIC courses, or you can send an email to Sana at our Dazia Consulting at gmail.com, and she will send you the link for the LLQP courses or the IFIC or CSC courses. So I hope you have learned some things about this. And so I want to thank you for participating today. And now we can take question and answer. Yes, anybody has any questions, you are welcome to ask them. So what are essential skills for success in banking today? So I think the skills mainly are those four, as I mentioned. So first of all, skills they're looking for is that you are good at dealing with clients. You have good customer service skills. You also are good in teamwork. You are able to coordinate with other team members. You're active in the community. You understand the sales aspect of banking. Also, you meet sales targets. You are not so shy person. I think is difficult for them to be successful in banking. You really need to be able to reach out to clients and talk to them, and then not just one item, cross sell also. So these are ways, and then advising the right investments, of course. If you building the trust, it's not easy to build trust. You can only build trust with competency and with sincerity and integrity. So you advise clients the right products based on their needs. So those are, I think, essential skills. Thank you. So what do you think students are doing wrong that prevent them from getting into banking? Um, I think communication skills are very, very important. In your resume, if you have spelling mistakes, then also if you get an interview, so speaking properly and also being able to give your point of view correctly, that has a big impact into getting into banking, because they need people who have good communication skills and who are competent in terms of dealing with clients. So actually, it's a plus point on your resume. You should put your languages. The more languages you can speak, the more positive it is. If you can speak Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, English, French, other languages, Italian, whatever you can speak, that is a plus point in the branch, because then you can deal with other many communities. So highlighting that also is an important thing also. Right, so hopefully I answer your questions. You can also unmute yourself if you want to ask a question. You're welcome to do that also. If anyone else has any questions? CFA is the certified so CFA is only for portfolio advisors. CFA, certified financial analyst, that is only for those who want to do portfolio management. Then you need CFA. You don't need CFA for the banking here in retail branches. If you want to be a financial advisor, CFA is not necessary at all. You need the CSC or you need the IFIC course. That is only for those, and also CFA is very lengthy. There's 3 exams, very tough. And that is more for if you have somebody who has $1 million and they give it to you and they say, okay, invest this for me. So they need a CFA in order to invest your money and then monitor your portfolio and make changes to it. So at the starting stage, CFA is not necessary. Okay, any other questions? Anything else which is not clear? Okay, I think there's no other questions. So I want to thank you again for your attending this session. Hopefully it's been useful. We will be editing this recording and putting it on YouTube also, so that then you will be able to also watch it for further, also for reference. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thank you.